Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Rachel Going Tiny, and today we're going to be talking about a few different things from my bedroom and my kitchen that I'm going to be definitely bringing into my tiny house. Let's get into it. As you're going through the process of downsizing into a smaller space, whether you're moving into a tiny house or a studio apartment, or maybe you're in college and you're about to move into a dorm, I hope this video is going to be helpful for you so you can take what I say and apply it to your own life. The first thing that I know I'm definitely going to be bringing into my tiny house is my Coredy Vacuum. I love this thing so much, especially because I know it works best on hardwood floors, and I'm going to be having hardwood floors throughout my tiny house. It charges up, and you can program it to come on at a certain time of day, but I generally just turn it on right as I'm leaving in the morning, and it cleans my floors for me, which is really convenient. It's a much more affordable than the Roombas, which are at $500 or $600. This was, I think, around or a little under $200, and I got it on sale, and it's been really great. Especially because I live with a rabbit who sheds constantly no matter what I do. It's been invaluable. The second thing that I know I'm definitely going to be bringing into my tiny house is this duffel bag. It looks small. If you can see, it's probably like 6 inches by 6 inches and maybe like 3 feet deep, but it can squeeze down really small. And when you're living in a tiny space, you don't have room for a bunch of suitcases. And weirdly, right now, I'm doing a little bit of traveling for work, so I've found this particular bag really helpful, especially because it folds down so small when it's not in use, and it's really easy to unzip. I'll show you in a sec. For my bathroom in my tiny house, I do want things that are pretty and functional, and I think this scoop does capture both of those things. It's really beautiful. It looks like it was either a reproduction of something that's handmade or was handmade itself. It was gifted to me by my mother, and it's got a really beautiful glaze on it if we look really up close at it. And it's excellent for scooping pine cedar shavings after you go to the bathroom. So that's what I've been using it for, and I found it to be a really good solution so you don't have a million little tiny pine shavings everywhere in the bathroom. One of my favorite parts about my closet right now is this handy dandy full-length storage that I have for shoes and other knickknacks. I purposefully did not tidy it on purpose just to be realistic to you guys with what it normally looks like. It's been super helpful for keeping me organized and can store a bunch of different things. Next thing that I'm definitely going to be bringing is this print behind me right here. It's a poem called Sometimes a Wild God, and I love it so much. And if you want, I can link the words in the description just because it's so beautiful, and it speaks to the complexity and adversity that encompasses human world experience, and it just makes me happy. So that's coming with me into my tiny house. Also, along with that is this really great sign done by an Amazon artist and also a Corey Dantini piece. This piece right here was created by my dad for me, and it's got a poem in there that just makes me happy. It's all about my love of cherry blossoms. In my kitchen here, I have this tea kettle, which has been super useful. It's been really easy to use and has been fueling my coffee addiction and my tea addiction really nicely. I'll talk more about this in a later video, so I won't go into more detail here. Everybody has to have tea towels, and why not have adorable rabbit printed tea towels? They're so freaking cute and very absorbent. They're brand new, so that's really good there. And also, they're just adorable. Gizmo would be proud of me. I'm definitely a mug person, and I used to have about 20 mugs. These are the 4 that I'm absolutely certain that I'm going to be bringing with me. They're mostly from Target or various other pretty basic retailers. I'm not sure if they're available anymore, but they make me happy, and I may end up bringing more because I do have a few more, but these are my 4 favorites. Also, right here on the bottom shelf are things that I'm going to be bringing with me. I have my silicone pour over coffee filter. That's my favorite coffee related thing that I've bought ever. And also in the middle, I've got my frother, which has been really fun, and an organizer for my coffee filters. There's me picking it up again because I'm duplicating audio. The glass food containers that I've had, they're from IKEA and they've held up so well. I've been really impressed with those. And they've been really great for storing food. So another thing that I'm going to be bringing into my tiny house is my foam roller. This thing is just an Amazon Basics model, but you can get much nicer ones. But I found that this one does the trick for me. I use it on my middle back and upper back to kind of break up the fascia, because I mean, people aren't really getting very many massages these days because of the current world, the way it is right now. But this thing has been really compact. It's the smallest that I could find, and it was really, really cheap. So that's kind of why I ended up going with this one. But this is like a tiny house sized foam roller, because I've seen the ones that are like 4 feet long and they're super bulky, and it doesn't make sense where to put them. So this guy is a perfect solution. You get the best of both worlds. So I've got right here two different types of spice racks that are magnetic. For this one, the spice rack is on this side. You kind of just stick it on there. And for this one, it's this side is magnetic. It just naturally gloms on. I really like it. I think they're both great, but this one, it kind of tries to be everything. So you twist them around till you can get the spices out. And I found that it kind of sticks. And it's really hard to get the lid off of some of them if they get too moist. So I'm kind of transitioning out of these cheaper metal ones and then starting to use these glass ones. A, because they're prettier. They are so much prettier. And B, because they're hexagonal versus circular, they're actually more space efficient. So that's what I would do. If you're looking at these two online, I'd go with this one over this one, unless budget is an issue. But yeah, it's cool. You can label them if you want, which makes things happy, because who doesn't like a good label? These are great for like any house, really. It doesn't have to be a tiny house. Just small kitchen, spice rack on your fridge. It looks pretty. The last thing that I'm definitely going to be bringing with me is these slippers right here. They're super wonderful. They're warm. They have a thick sole. They're probably about 2 or 3 years old, and I got them as a Christmas gift. And from what I've heard with tiny houses, typically in the wintertime, the floors are a little cold because it's not like a true house foundation. So wearing slippers can really help with being comfortable in your home in the winter.